All right, my little art friends, today we are going to look at text as an element and stuff and things as long as it's got letters involved in it. Your unit title, text as an element, objective. Understand how artists use text as an element. What does that even mean? Let's take a look. That's kind of fun. Look, her book loves her. Okay, what are the elements of art? Well, you got line, shape, value, form, color, space, texture. Those are things you use all the time when you make art. Like you draw a line, you shade something in, right? Sometimes artists can use words and letters and text and replace the elements of art using those things. So, how do they do that? Let's take a look around. Here's a picture that you would think, oh, it's based on line or shape or something like that, but actually it's just a bunch of letters, but it looks like a guy's face. Okay, so it's just letters. That's text. That's what I'm talking about. Here's another one. Look, this is just a bunch of text, and it says stuff in it, but when you think about it, it looks like a fingerprint. This is Godzilla. Everybody loves Godzilla, but it's not actually Godzilla. It's just all the words Godzilla, 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 and it makes the shape of Godzilla. But really, there isn't a shape of Godzilla. It's just the text with a black stroke around each one of the texts, and it just happened to look like Godzilla. This artist uses text in two ways when he does his graffiti, so you can see it now. Okay, we're just going to keep going. This is interesting too. It was made by a student. They did this mural, and then when you looked at it, it just looked like a bunch of blah 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 letters, but when you looked at it through this red lens, you could see all these science words, and it was put on a science classroom. You can tell by the sinks. Anyway, how can words, letters, and text be physically created without actually writing? Well, for example, you can just take a book and you can circle the letters and the words that you like, and you can just black out the rest. It's called a blackout poem. Andy Uprock is an artist who just uses cups, and he calls it cup rocking, and he writes his name like it's graffiti using cups. All right, this guy right here just takes like dirt and stuff he finds and just kind of arranges it into the letters. You think this would work? I'm not sure. I mean, is our sand that soft? It would be cool if you walked down the beach and it was like, don't worry, be happy. This person made a bunch of letters and left them on the steps. And then kids could come around and they could rearrange the letters, write their names. Probably would write dirty words if we did it at our school. I don't know. And what about this? How can words, letters, and text change the way people think? This is Magritte's. It says in the bottom there, if you translate it to English, this is not a pipe. And you're like, yeah, it's a pipe. And then you're like, no, it's not a pipe. And like, yeah, it's a pipe. No, it's not a pipe. It's a picture of a pipe. It's actually flat. A pipe would be like three-dimensional. Okay, what about this? It's a Banksy, another crap advert, which basically advert means advertisement, which is just say, look, this is another silly advertisement just thrown up on the wall. It kind of makes you think. All the words on this tree are like father, mother, grandmother. Okay, think about it. Anyway, what I want you to do is design a work of art that incorporates words, letters, text to create a meaningful visual experience. So you're going to have to think about how you're going to do that. And if you get stumped, you can do the newspaper challenge. What's that? It's you just use newspaper to make art, like this cool collage of a landscape, or like this picture of somebody, or that picture of somebody, or even this dog. I mean, it's just cut out magazines, but it's laid out to look like a puppy. I mean, and you can even add your own writing onto there. We got some musical notes right here. I mean, you can go 3D if you want. You can figure out how to use newspaper to make, some art. And just think about this. If you did want to make something like that, like the newspaper would have different values. So the less writing, the lighter it would be, and the more writing or blackout spaces entirely would be really dark. And you could use that to think about how you would lay out, a value scale to create art. So there you go. Design and work art that incorporates words, letters, or text to create a meaningful and visual experience. Yeah.